for the offlane, the facet where you're stealing move speed, that one now makes it so that your healing reduction or your healing amp, which is on the W, is now healing reduction, and you can get up to like 85% healing reduction. That's healing reduction against Darkseer, who's going to be building a bunch of healing. That's healing reduction against a Wyvern, who's a healing hero. That's healing reduction against Slark, who's going to be healing with his ult. And this hero shits on Slark in lane because he just cannot stand there and deal with the constant necro queues and the regen the necro gets. So I'm excited to see this. This is one of my favorite guys.
Clarifying, it's health reduction, not regen reduction.
It is full regen reduction.
Okay.
So it's regen, it's healing, it's everything.
Okay. Let's see if we got some Necrophos fans on the caster desk. SVG, what are you thinking? Happy?
I'm a big Necro fan.
Actually?
Yes, I actually play this hero.
Lock that shit in, brother.
Very surprised.
Lock that shit in.
Damn.
He's walking over.
Lock
yeah,
that shit
he's
in,
walking
brother.
over.
My boy.
In fact, I've played it in some of the games with Jenkins.
Don't make me come back and lock it in again, all right?
So he knows the power of this hero in the right hands. But it takes a true Necromaster to make it
I'm
work.
assuming you consider 33 a true Necromaster.
Tell me the facet. Tell me the facet before I explode here.
Rapid decay.
Oh, yeah, baby. That's the one.
Yeah, that's the one.
All right, well, thank you very much. We're going to see how this Necrophos will play out. Tundra, will they 2-0 or will we have a third game to this series? We're heading over to game 2 via the PogChamp Pandas.
Oh, now I feel better.
啊，不会吧？啊，不会吧？
Well, we had a very long first series. The second one might end up being very fast if 33's choice of Necrophos ends up working out. I didn't know you were a Necro player.
Oh, this hero's awesome. It's because he's been trashed for so long.
True.
I always like those bottom bin heroes that have no business being in a game. I think this is where he's been for a long time. Maybe this patch will revitalize him a little bit. This rapid decay is, in theory, a pretty strong facet. Reducing all the restoration amp around people, you're slowing them, you're dealing a lot of attrition damage over the fight. I still think the biggest flaw of Necrophos is his ulti. I think this spell is just complete garbage. And it holds him back a lot because it has very long cooldown, very high mana cost, and it does honestly nothing to any sort of hero with magic resistance. Like if you have Glimmer, if you have Pipe, you have any sort of ability to survive a bit of damage, this spell is incredibly underwhelming.
And considering the meta is like 3 or 4 Glimmer Capes on a team, yeah, the hero's in pretty bad shape. What would you think about an Earthshaker instead of the Necro and a lane swap? Because apparently that's what Coach Moon wanted. But then 33 Steps said, nah. For a game up, I'm taking the Necro.
I mean, I'm not gonna lie, I would pick the Shaker 100%. I have very little faith in Necro compared to that hero.
Yep.
He just needs a lot to go right. If it goes right, he's really powerful and he just ends the game.
DM is dead. That's going to be your first blood. Tundra taking it on Dyrachyo.
Dyrachyo Marcy, this is a spooky hero to play against, so we've seen him just 1v5 games on it.
Yeah, I was going to say, we're hyping up the Necro, but we may not get a chance to see 33 in action if Dyrachyo has a repeat performance from a few days ago.
And this also put the Bristle mid again for Tundra. Burst and Ember this time. Really good matchup for BZM. I think these lanes look really strong for Tundra. I think they should win all 3 basically. I think the top lane with the Darkseer is kind of a wash. Even if you die a little, you can always just push it in, but Bristle should free farm mid, and this Necro should free farm versus Slark, unless you manage to just all in him at some point. Like Arctic Burn Blast or run him down with the Slark. But you have to be basically full HP to accomplish that, and so far, Tundra's done a decent job chipping Parivision down. In fact, forced out the early Cold Embrace just for some extra sustain on this lane.
Being interesting, it feels like when you're on Dire side, you have to make a lot of extra moves as the carry to make sure that the 4 position doesn't get that pull up the ramp. Seems like that's what most people are playing for nowadays. Bugs go out. Oxa getting his extra bit of experience.
I know you wanted to kill it,
Through the hive mind facet.
Satanic getting his extra gold. Playing for the Slark. Maybe you land a pounce on Weaver, but otherwise you just sustain him to try and survive this Necro lane, and the lane's really far up now. I mean, you need pulls on this lane, and Sox is just not giving them to you. This is a big lane win for Tundra. They should be able to snowball this pretty hard here, particularly at level 3. 2 points in the death pulses where it starts to add up pretty considerably.
Yeah.
It's pretty even though. I think no one's doing a pretty good job here. Early CS war. Surviving the quills, which are starting to stack up now. Level 2 on the quill. Throwing that value point on the nasal goo, and suddenly that matchup can become quite favorable for the Bristle, which is what I expect.
It's almost like he can't spam his spells fast enough to use all these stick charges.
Structures are fortified.
A lot of chains on BZM, but he actually used the glyph to prevent the tower from finishing off the creep. Meanwhile, DM blast off is going to take out here. Dual breath is easily enough. If you want to keep being aggressive here, Whitemon will at least put a little bit of damage. Meanwhile, the trade-offs all over the lanes. BZM and No One both getting very low in mid. Saw a little action bottom lane as well. 9 class trapped in a corner here. The TP is going to come far too late to save him. This lane's turning into a disaster.
Once again, Dyrachyo Marcy just taking names in the early game. This lane has not been played well from Parivision. They had away a bad level 1 death. It started to snowball. They got pushed in. A Darkseer getting pushed in. Very wacky early game for DM up here, and he has almost nothing.
Yeah, how did that happen in the first place? Did some lane pulling shenanigans gone wrong?
Yeah, I think 9 class was just playing off the lane too much early. Looking for things like the small camp block, couriers, the lane pull. And lane just got away from him. I have this level 3 combo.
Another jump forward. 9 class, he has the blast off. Does manage to hit Dyrachyo with a bit of damage here. Backing back in. DM looking for the kill. Oh no! 7 HP, and now he's gonna die to Whitemon instead. They were so close to getting some sort of turnaround there. I think kill Dyrachyo, then maybe the 2-for-1 would be a bit more acceptable, but
play is a disaster. An absolute disaster. You're trying to get to this fast Vanguard on the Darkseer. It's been delayed considerably, and the amount of levels going into Jakiro is going to make him a beast in these skirmishes. He's already almost level 5.
BZM shoved out a lane, but will find a bounty rune to refill his bottle.
And honestly, I think this Darkseer lane was the lane I expected to go best for Parivision. These other 2 lanes are tough matchups on paper, at least to win them. No one's going kind of even mid, but he's not going to stop BZM farming. And this lane is really tough for the Slark. We're seeing the sustained start to win out here.
Yep. He's got a lot of magic wand charges, so he's getting really aggro here. With the bug on Satanic, he's got to get out of here, but Sox is going to run him down to Shikuchi. Surely do manage to get that kill.
And just brutal. Can't stand your ground in this lane. The other lanes are not going well enough, so you can't really TP techies down here to try and bail you out. Just get run down by the Necrophos. Fox will suicide to some neutrals.
Dire with the scan.
So we'll play. Get back on the map pretty fast here.
And 33 gets a Lotus, so he'll be back up to almost full resources.
Yeah, they got both side lane Lotuses. And this other Lotus up top is nice for Dyrachyo. He needs the mana on this lane because they've just been killing so much.
Yep.
They've run out of resources. Good problem to have.
Particularly since he chose a facet that isn't even useful yet. And still waiting on that level 6 to get those free punches in.
It's coming pretty fast here. He's half a level away.
Yeah.
Full level ahead of this Darkseer. Still no Vanguard.
Another jump for it. Blast off, lands on 2, but Darkseer can't really stick around and fight too much. Dyrachyo is going to die, though. With the rotation up to Callis and No One, they finally get the punish. Dyrachyo just being so aggressive, forcing rotations out of Parivision because they're just losing all these lanes too hard. Something had to be done.
This is a nice little pickup for No One. A lot of gold off that rotation. It was an Arcane Rune as well. Doesn't cost him a lot here in terms of resources or the TP.
Dire's top tower is under
And extra XP for this Ember who doesn't just want to sit mid and watch Bristleback farm. You have to be careful about the overextension in this top lane, because I think Parivision will gladly rotate here every time. Does not cost them much in terms of their game plan. The other option is you gank this Necro, but they're finally looking for it. This is a tough kill.
Alexander blast off with a bunch of magic damage raining in. They will overwhelm 33's HP pool. Let's see if they can get away with the bugs on them. Soxa, another Shikuchi up. Does he go after 9 class? They're going to stick on the Satanic here. Satanic Dark Pack gets rid of some of it. Can't get rid of all of it. Another 400 gold for Soxa in the end.
Did that freeze kill him? That Embrace might have killed the Slark.
Yeah, maybe. Allows the Jakiro to catch up. I mean, he looked at a pretty bad situation as is, but...
Yeah, he's probably screwed in the short term no matter what, but I don't know. That was a bit dicey. And again, a lot more XP going to this Tundra support duo. Jakiro is already level 6.
He got level 6 before 33.
The kills up top. 303 star for Whitemon. He's locked in right now. Macro available. So much damage between this support duo right now. 3 points in the Swarm. Macro Pyre up. These are not supports you want to fight into if you're Parivision. Especially with a Wyvern techies who are nowhere close to the same level.
About to call this, I'm thinking, do I even level up Cold Embrace anymore? Am I going to use this spell again in this game? Macro Pyre, Weaver Bugs, the chance of all of the heal just being reduced by Necrophos being around. He's an after 9 class. He does have that disarm. It's a little bit more difficult for Duraccio to guarantee that kill. No one here on the other side. They get a little bit too split on the side of 33 and the rest of Tundra. 33 left alone against 4, while the other go diving behind the tower. Quick turnaround kill onto 9 class, sure, but them turning around means no one is going to catch up to them here. Unfortunately, supports are still level 6, so this isn't a clear out winning situation for them. Duraccio wants to fight. No one. Immediate curse goes out from Takalis, trying to bail no one out of this situation. Jumps to his remnant. Duraccio taunt on his tail. Shikuchi goes out. Another remnant, but Duraccio is able to finish the job. Satanic, though, he spies his victim. He wants to go after Duraccio. Does manage to get him with the Dark Pact, but now that his ultimate is run out and BCM is joining in. Okay, there's a Cold Embrace, but guess what? You're still surrounded by heroes and will instantly die as soon as the ice thaws.
Bristleback's king of that fight. If he doesn't get focused, he's going to run everybody down. Another Swarm for Soxa. He's honestly gotten a lot of XP off these bugs in the last minute here. Support duo wins out, level 7 on both of them pretty much.
Blast off might still kill him. Okay, slight.
Yeah, this is the
damage.
This is the Necrophos life. You pick a trash hero, sometimes you get trashed on, you know. That's how it goes.
And Duraccio continues his Marcy aggression. Not backing down even after a death. Keeps running at him. 4, 2, and 3. Almost gets the tower. Parivision likely to deny now.
But that is something Parivision have going for me, you know. I'll draft Necrophos, so you can just keep killing that hero.
Keep feasting on him.
Yeah, abusing him. It's a really slow hero to get online. If we still have 0 Reaper kills, which that's a rare sight.
No.
But it is reality here for 33. Not had the best time early with this hero.
That middle tower full?
You're one mid. Orb Corrosion Ember. Would they get the last hit? Ooh, okay. Doesn't get denied. Pretty big win for no one here. I mean, he's holding this early game together.
He is.
There's not a lot of lockdown for the Ember Spirit. Technically a free Ember game. And he's doing some work with it. It's going to be a nice Mage Slayer game as well. Mage Slayer, another item that ruins Necro, by the way.
Yeah. I feel like Necro has just not been an existing hero since that item's introduction.
You gotta be pretty confident with Tundra's position. 33 were on almost any other hero.
Yeah.
Instead, I'm a little more iffy on it.
Their middle tower to fall? Radiant's middle tower full.
They're trying for... Oh, Satanic barely gets off the Shadow Dance midway through the animation of Reaper's side. BZM gonna get dove. Double mines laid out. No way he can stop it, especially with the disarm. So, well played by Parivision. Satanic survives through the gank on him, while Parivision succeed in their move in the mid lane.
33, looking for the Reaper, but all he can do is walk, and spell does not have the best cast range. why you have a talent that gives a cast range, Austin.
True.
Well, I do. Part of me does feel like when a hero needs a talent to give their spell the cast range it should have by default, it's like an insult to the hero.
A golden thread.
Yeah. Oh god, Satanic. He picked up a hand of Midas. Soxa, he's close to the area that the Midas is at, but I was thinking if he could have denied it, would have been amazing.
Trying to
get deep here. They have Curse, so even if Tundra turns back around, he's going to go for it. He's going to go for it with the blast off and a mine. The disarm, it's not enough. And the Reaper's Sight does manage to get the kill, sure, but the final blast that came out plus DM, you do manage to get the kill on the Bristleback that they were originally looking at. So support for core, well worth it for Parivision.
Yeah, you take that. Anytime you can shut down Bristleback in the early game, it's super nice. Slow him getting to that ag, slow down the farming rate overall. Dax will continue to go, well, either untouched or down a bit slower. Yeah, Midas for the Slark will eventually catch Satanic back up in this game. I don't mind it here. It's likely a game where you can go late and win it ultra late. This triple melee Darkseer lineup. Winter Wyvern's pretty good in that late game.
33 now has a Glimmer. It increases chances of surviving through the Ateki's assault, but if he gets gone on by all three of these heroes, likely still dead.
There's just a lot of magic damage dealers in this game. I feel like magic resistance for both teams pretty nice. Upside for Parivision is you have Slark, who can just build stacks, doesn't care about it. Upside for Tundra is you have some physical burst in the bristle.
In the end of the blast off, couple mines going off, not enough damage. Night Class, he's dead. Satanic has to make a run for it with his Shadow Dance. You get egged on, going in too deep to the tower.
I mean, that was never going to work. You flat out do not have the damage for that play. It is a Ghost Shroud, Glimmer Cape, full wand. Lark has a Midas. You're not bursting this Necrophos. That was just a freebie. This Weaver is also having a good game, and I think Stox's game is really important for Tundra because he is a hero that can get on top of the Wyvern in the fight and make Ducalis' life incredibly difficult. And that in turn will open up the fight for the Marcy to commit.
Right.
Marcy really suffers against Wyvern. Like, Embrace and the ulti both kind of ruin your day, particularly if you're BKB dependent. We're going to see an early BKB for Dyrachyo. You just get ulted in that. If you're hitting anybody, you waste 4 seconds. You're pretty sad in that situation. If the Weaver can get on top of the Wyvern, take him out of the fight, it's going to be another Orchid builder from Soxa. He will have that capability. That's massive for Tundra. You really do not want to keep losing these early game skirmishes here if you're Parivision, because it's just going to make the fight way harder for you.
Smoke into Tormentor, Tundra not taking it. They were in position to see some of this rotation coming. Soxa sitting in the trees with a ward, but it's Parivision.
This is not a fast Tormentor.
It's not.
He got bugged.
Three's back in the play. Can he get a Reaper Scythe off anywhere in here? No one. He's going to go for the kill on no one. Not quite enough damage. He jumps over to his Remnant. Macropyre, that should burn him out. Soxa chasing after some of these heroes. Callis flies up into the trees. He could TP out potentially. They're going to farm this camp. They're going to maybe turn around. Do not respect the fact that Tundra is chasing after them here. To Callis, he's going to have to use the Winter's Curse here if he wants to be able to survive. Fox is so low, he finally gets off the curse, only catching 2 inside of it. Techies gets run down. Callis dies. Felt like Parivision, they had an out there and chose not to take it.
Yeah, maybe looking for some kind of cheeky turn with this Wyvern around some of these cliff lines. But who's going to deal damage in this Wyvern? This is not a game where Wyvern ulti is just bringing heroes down because you're catching the big physical damage dealers. It's not going to be that type of game. It's a stall mechanic. It's a control mechanic. Maybe you can ulti people so the Slark can build up stacks. They just get baited by this Weaver. Glimmer Cape and heals from 33, putting that shard to use. Bails out the support, you get the time lapse off, and it's not a fight you're going to win. I do like the early shard on the Necro in a lot of games, though. This is, I think, one of the mechanics that makes this hero
on the slight use from no one, almost gets him killed. Now he has another Remnant to jump to and will dodge enough damage that he's able to survive, but spooky situation. He's got to be aware of that constantly. Slights not necessarily free against a Jakiro. Blast off, thinking about it. 9 class opts out. Between the Glimmer and a great healing Lotus on 33, there is a lot of saves.
He has a lot of burst heal. Healing Lotus, Death Pack, Death Seeker. That's Pulse, not Pack. Like 3 burst heal instances that he can also throw on anybody. You really have to be careful about how you try and all-in people in this game. And honestly, again, I don't think you're really looking for super early 5-on-5s here with your Parivision. You're more looking for pickoffs, continuing to farm the Slark.
Trying to get the pickoffs in the top lane. Not on Dyrachyo. Dyrachyo's actually still thinking about fighting this. I assume he's calling for his team to help him, but he's currently still alone. TP coming in now. He wants to turn and fight, but Shatter Dance is used. He has really nothing to hit. He just dies. Miscommunication, perhaps, between Tundra and Dyrachyo.
Yeah, getting the tier 2 bottom. And Parivision get the rundown, exactly what they're looking for in this game. Position where they can outnumber people, the Slark can start building stacks, running people down, put Tundra in a position where they have to respond, but they don't want to.
Trying to get the quick kill on 9 class. As always, the Reaper's Scythe falls short.
That's the story of this spell. So hard to get kills with it. I feel like sometimes it's honestly better to just not throw it. Like, save the mana.
Yeah.
You know, sometimes you throw it, you run out of mana, then you can't survive.
I mean, that's just a great example of sometimes when you pick these off-meta heroes, you just don't have the proper feel for it, right? That was a situation that if you played the hero regularly in this patch, you probably would be able to like, okay, I can't kill that guy.
There's definitely some truth in that. I also think there's some truth in that even if you have a feel for it, like, the spell's just bad. Having feel for a bad spell is... it just doesn't do anything.
33 sitting there thinking to himself, this spell can't be that bad, right? Surely I can kill a half HP 4 position.
Well, lanes are getting pushed in a bit more to Tundra's side now that the Darkseer Slark are heating up a little bit. And you do have a lot of lane shove in the Parivision lineup, as they always do, so they can stall this game out. Just play for later timings here when all 3 of their cores are online. They can join the fight. They have double Mage Slayer. They're going to have a decent amount of sustain between Wyvern, who can stall out fights, Darkseer with mech and potentially other ores, Ember, who can go in and out of fights, has Essence Ring, and then of course the Slark with ulti and the Shard. And you got to remember this Depth Shroud. Another mechanic 33 is going to have to fight through, trying to land these Reapers on people. Not fun.
Smoke not finding an opening.
Radiant's bottom tower is under attack.
They're really not going to against this Weaver. Level 12 Weaver. 1400 HP with an Orchid.
That was a lot of damage.
A lot of damage and not that easy to kill. Squad doesn't have the direct control measures that really punish Saksa being far up.
You will always get off time lapse unless you're able to land blast off on him, basically.
Yeah.
So if he gets caught in a curse, that's one way it can happen. Or you just have to kill him, you have to make him time lapse, kill him the second time. So he continues to be annoying to all these heroes in the bottom lane.
Takes your hard camp.
Yeah, this is your mid hero getting forced off the map by support.
Dyrachyo pushing into the tier 2 because he has his BKB. So if you want to try and kill him, he will welcome that fight.
Fast Essence Ring, super nice for him. Extra attack range here. Very pivotal on Marcy.
Now this is time for Satanic. They can't really, it's a little difficult to push into the wave clear that 9 class brings.
Tower is under attack.
So this is time that Satanic might be able to finish up his Aghanim Scepter before the next little fight. Again, probably not looking for full-on team fights, but little skirmishes might favor Parivision. But after 9 class, but it was a bait. The curse, though, just doesn't do enough damage. Saksa, he doesn't have time lapse, but he still lives. Dekalis, he's going to cold embrace himself, but he is stuck in hell. Dyrachyo, knowing that his presence isn't needed, fish for another hero, doesn't find it. And they go straight to the high ground.
Yeah, no Wyvern, no curse, even if he had buyback here. That's your big team fight spell.
DCM, he can take down towers early.
Oh yeah, there's a lot of sustain in this lineup.
But after the Darkseer, 100 to 0, he's gone.
That is not the kill to give up here in this high ground defense.
9 Class even tried to save him, giving him the taser thanks to the shard, but just too much burst.
That was way too easy for Tundra. Just walk up an ice path, jump this guy. The biggest team fighter on Parivision's side.
After 9 Class and Cold Embrace, he is dying slowly to 33, who feels like the Reaper Scythe is just not needed in that situation. He's holding on to it for a second kill. Duraccio finally forced into his BKB. Blast off, thinking about it. 9 Class not sure where to go. Goes after 33. See if they can turn around and deal with the Necro, but he's got plenty of heals. A great healing load is 20 magic wand charges still. He gets a full HP, and he still has the wand.
Need someone to bail him out a little bit here. Maybe you can turn with Reaper.
They're going to turn it with Duraccio. Gets the grab. That's going to be full heal. Satanic does not manage to get it. Now the curse is going to be used. Grabbing BZM. He is wailing into White Mod. Well, no one jumps to the back line. Finishes off to Jakiro. BZM now being slowed down. Satanic getting stacks after stacks. All he has to do is be careful of the quills, and he will benefit greatly from this fight. No one picks up the double, and Satanic gets the stacks.
Super important high ground hold from Parivision. Cost them a Techie's buyback with that really bad Darkseer death, but ultimately they will get the team fight win, which is what they want in that situation, because your Ags was arriving for the Slark. Did not have it for the fight, but he has it now. You just need to turn a couple of these fights around so you can push into that late game where Satanic can take over. And honestly, that's just a classic Necrophos team fight. Some guys a half HP, like, haha, I ulted him. Does 100 damage because he has magic resistance, and that's life.
Oh, that was so pitiful. You know, in the future, that person might get depth shrouded by Satan.
Yeah, exactly. There's multiple saves in this lineup. It's tough, man. The spell can bait you sometimes, and you end up getting a really good curse. The one guy who can kill people in the curses game is the Purcell. That is what Ducalis is going to look for. Maybe Marcy can kill somebody, but maybe Shiva's done for 33. That's a lot of his damage. Being able to go in, Shiva's amp up the magic damage, pop the shroud, slow, double slow people. Really annoying. He can just stay alive in the fights.
Yeah.
But that is the question. Can you stay alive in these fights if you're Tundra? How much damage are Parivision going to be able to pump out? Especially when they start building damage items. They've been building a lot of survivability so far. You should see more damage from the Darkseer eventually. We should see nullifiers at some point. Shiva's on the Ember.
Am is really close to his Blink Dagger. That might make Ducalis' curse a whole lot better. You get the right vacuum curse, that sets up a blast off, a whole bunch of mines going off. Splinter Blast that does a bunch of damage. 9 Class, is he going to die into Soxa here? They're trying to bait it in. Turn around, but Soxa, again, they just don't really have the best control. Easily gets off his ult. Satanic chases after him. Might be able to finish him if he gets some help from no one, but he's got to be careful of 33, or it goes off onto the Slark, but he's already far enough away. 33 couldn't get the Reaper's sight. As it stands, though, they do have to break from this team fight. Duraccio is just a bit too scary.
Oh. Not have dispose available.
Yeah, he didn't. And Tundra will win the Tormentor fight.
Yeah, you just can't get baited by this Weaver. Too limited in the control department. And your supports mean a lot. Keeping these two supports alive, making sure Tundra aren't on them. If they get the 5-on-3, the 5-on-4, the fight's a lot easier for them. Tying up BZM mid. And Slark is close by.
Maybe.
You can bring him down.
Yeah, with the team teleporting, they were either in the corners of the map, bottom right, or they teleported to the other side.
BZM,
nobody's in the mid lane.
Overplaying his hand entirely.
Yeah.
That is a big death to give up. That's 1,000 gold kill here. Power rune on top of it. 4 stacks for the Slark. This Slark is starting to power up. Got that Midas cooking. Ags is done. You get the Nullifier here, you can just Nullifier all in the Necrophos. Really tough item matchup for the Necro to deal with.
We talked about the control problems for Parivision when it comes to the Weaver, but now we're getting to a point where the control is a huge problem as the Ember and Slark are constantly playing on their side of the map, cutting waves, and there's not much they can do to stop them.
Yeah, they have very limited catch. I mean, what is it?
It's
Atos Ice Path into Leap?
Yeah, pretty much.
Pretty bad.
Don't forget Reaper's Scythe.
Oh yeah, Reaper.
It's about as good
with the Reaper.
It might be better at control than damage at this point.
There's some truth in that. Get a refresher, you can throw 2 Reapers on a guy. Double Reaper him down.
Now we're thinking. Now we're thinking.
I mean, it is really cool. Smoke from Parivision. They have the blink on the Darkseer and be able to initiate, set stuff up. Run the Slarkin first during this nighttime. See a bunch of heroes, punish them if they're clumped.
Oh, don't let BZM die again. This time around, he's near a tier 2. So the TP is coming in. 33 is going to catch some heroes with the Shivas. Noxta coming in from behind, going straight for the Winter Wyvern, trying to finish him off with the Orchid. Does manage to execute him nice and quick. Huge. Now the Texas is going to die as well, and Tundra running down heroes. Satanic, Depth Shroud trying to create a little bit of distance here. Pounce up in a second, trying to stay ahead in the trees. Oh no, Orchid, but he gets bailed out by a beautiful vacuum wall that connects on 4 heroes. Satanic will stay alive thanks all to DM.
You would have died to Reaper there. The interrupt didn't come through. For once. And he'll walk it off as no one's still messing with the back line, but...
Yeah, and the wave already got caught, so... Not much to do from this position, but takes some of Parivision's farm.
Does get a power rune as well. Nice arcane rune for him.
Yeah.
Be nice in the next fight.
Another Orchid.
They're just trying to get as much control as they can. They know it's what this lineup's lacking. More disables to threaten the backline. You need more disables to threaten Satanic in the brief windows where you can catch this Slark in a stun. You have to be able to chain it here.
Gotcha!
RC. That's not what you want to see. Forced to use BKB defensively here. No one's still going to chase after him. He's got Arcane Root, got Shield Root, blast off on 2. Beautiful hit from 9 class, and that'll finish him off. Duraccio goes down, 33.5 HP. Turns around, Reaper's Sight does manage to get the kill on 9 class, so he'll start healing up. No one just play. Ooh, gotta be careful though. Nice curse. That's going to help no one here. Was in a little bit of trouble. Vacuumed back in. 33 dies. Satanic is building up stacks now. Depth Shroud chasing after BZM. Give it an Ion Shell. He'll spot the Jakiro. That's a much easier kill than the Bristleback. Tundra beginning to feel like their team fights are not enough as Parivision just bouncing in and out of the fight. They're too tough to lock down.
Just not enough hard control. How do you go on one of these big cores and bring them down 100-0? It's really difficult right now. You need hexes or abyssals or something.
Maybe you need a hero that gives you like 3 or 4 different stuns, like an Earthshaker would have been.
Oh, that's true. Yeah.
It would have been really nice control for this game.
I'm sure Moon's going to have some words for the team after this game, but you know you got to trust your players. Ultimately, if 33 wants to play a hero, what are you going to tell him? What do you know? What have you ever won?
Radiant are scanning for enemies. Dire
I'll have you know, I'm Moonmanner and I won Frankfurt Major.
You know how good I was in Hong. Stacking up the stacks, Melee. He is stacks on stacks on stacks. 108 agility. I think Tundra, this game has collapsed entirely for them. Look at 33, man.
Nullifier going to work.
Getting demolished.
Sark is way too terrifying right now. You just bought a gem. You just fed it to him. And he just finished Nullifier. So he absolutely has the ability to all in the Necrophos now. Nobody is safe on the front line. RC has a really tough time man fighting this hero because you pop ult, he pops ult. Heroes runs out, he's happier. EZM has just struggled. Not sure where he's supposed to go on the map, but this Bristleback keeps trying to push in this mid lane as their lanes are getting shoved in from the Ion Shells and the Ember. And every time he pushes out, if the team is not there with him, he just gets feasted upon.
The 100 bonus agility that Satanic has right now will make their lineup a lot more capable of doing Roshan when they normally wouldn't be.
Tundra not here in time. They're going to smoke, but late to the party. Might still opt to take the team fight from the high ground if Parivision run into them.
It's a big if as they smoke up.
I'd love to be able to start on the Darkseer.
Running to any mines, though, it's going to spoil the surprise.
This is a really good angle.
Seeing 2 heroes on the low ground, get the rebound, jump onto 9 class, also trying to go after the Darkseer. Rod-of-Atos will stop them, so it looks like 1 kill is going to turn to 2. Big pickup for Tundra.
Link Orchid Weaver. You do not see it often, but it paid off there.
No.
And Soxa just wants to assassinate the backline in this game and remove a lot of that kiting and damage potential. Get a ward for it, too.
Try to fight for power rune. No one will get an amp damage.
His Weaver's carrying so much weight for Tundra right now. Feels like it's the one thing in their lineup working at 100%.
Feels like next he's gonna have to go sight the vice.
He might need it in this game.
Tundra, numbers advantage, running around, hoping to be able to start the fall of dominoes. But
You can also just try and get to triple BKB core timing here. BKB on Necro, BKB on Bristle, and you already have the Marcy one. And just try and ignore a lot of the spell damage. But that's where that curse can come in big. He's like Depth Shroud plus the curse plus Surge. You can kite out the BKBs in his lineup because the control isn't there. So it's not an end-all be-all in the team fight. It will be a lot harder for Parivision to all in your cores for sure. Downside is it's not stopping the Slark building up stacks.
yeah, it just sounds like the fight is going to go longer, which typically favors the Slark.
It absolutely favors the Slark unless he gets bursted
Yeah.
by, say, an ultimate that deals an absurd amount of damage based on HP you're missing.
That would sound really good if they had one of those. Unfortunately, Tundra does not.
Yeah, I'm talking about Finger of Death, of course. Black Hole.
Oh, yeah.
I'd kind of like to see him just go the Hex here. Might just go for more DPS. He's the highest level on the... That's disgusting. I guess some of it is the extra XP from the bugs.
Yeah, it's the high bind.
Not, let's not get too excited. Little fake XP going on.
I would love to know how much experience he's gotten from this over time. It would be an interesting stat. Just because some of these facets are like, how do I tell if this is any good? It's just kind of like feel a lot of
He
times.
basically gets around 2 levels worth on average, I think.
Takes by the Depth Shroud and pounce on Duraccio. He has to pop his ultimate. He has to pop his BKB. And he has to back away. Parivision will do the same as the teleports come in, but certainly not feeling good.
Tundra did get to that triple BKB timing. They got pretty fast.
Oh, Saxa spots 9 class, but cannot commit to him.
I mean, you definitely want to make Parivision go into you here. Chasing Aegis is a very difficult task. Especially when you have to go through this Ember on the front line.
Bottom lane does die. They lose their range barracks that was left at like 100 HP earlier.
Seems like a long time ago that Tundra were the ones taking the racks down there.
Nullifier and almost level 20 for Marcy. I know those are usually pretty big. How good do you think the Nullifier is going to be here, though? You can deal with Surge, you can deal with Taser.
I mean, it's always good versus Darkseer lineups. It does help you go on a target, burst him down. You can't bail him out.
It's just my problem is it going to stop the Ember and Slark? Those are currently your biggest problems.
It's not direct lockdown. I think this Nullifier becomes better the more stuns and disable you get here. It's in conjunction that it's really going to work for you. You're just not really building any lockdown. I mean, it's going to come out super late in this game if it gets there. But for now, the mobility on Parivision has free reign, and it should be trying to push their advantage right now. Very favorable in a 5-on-5 or any sort of team fight. Still have Aegis for 30 seconds. Issue with their lineup is they're not great at going high ground. You ideally want pickoffs that lead into that. So if Tundra just keep dodging on the map, that high ground is not something I think Satanic wants to force.
Now, in the process of dodging, you will eventually get pickoffs to an Ember or a Slark.
They'll never find me around this tree.
Those pickoffs will eventually lead to more and more stats.
He's being really annoying. Wow. Base created. So with this kind of pickoff, you can just force the high ground. At least poke it, try and get people back. It's just not efficient is the problem. But yeah, they'd rather just hunt here. Keep looking for chain kills. Push in the lanes aggressively. Force Tundra to split and continue to get the chain reaction. They do get the Tormentor down bottom. That is a shard for the Jakiro.
We're going to spot a Duraccio. This lane ward they have. A little awkward to get over there with the tier 1 and tier 2 still up. Bounce after him, but immediately rebounds to the tier 2. Put a Nullifier on him, but he has BKB. There's no way they'd catch him. And that just means Soxa can continue to split, can push out the top lane a little bit.
And also, I'm surprised Tundra have kept up the farm on all these cores with how much map they've lost. They've really done a decent job getting out on the sides of the map, continuing to find farm on the Marcy and the Bristle where they can. Even this Necro's getting up there. Has level 3 Reaper now. Parivision aren't really getting that much advantage during this period, despite being a lot stronger. Even this Weaver's just been farming out this bottom half of the map forever.
He's almost got Nullifier.
Be another Nullifier. Still not sure I'm super sold on the multi-Nullifier versus a Hex somewhere in this lineup. It is more damage for Soxa though on the backline.
Or like Basher for Duraccio as well as another form of control.
Upside of this Nullifier is you can Nullifier Orchid this Wyvern and he's absolutely dead. Like that's so much damage. Nothing he can do about it in terms of itemization. I think the Nullifier makes a lot of sense here for Soxa individually. The Hex might be the stronger team item.
Where Takalis, I mean, he does have kind of the tools to deal with that. Smoke or Ninja Gear plus Blink Dagger.
Yeah, you got to position really well. You got to be really far back in these fights late. This Weaver is always going to be looking for you. You have to be super disciplined about how far you reach relative to where the team is.
And even more reach. Blink Dagger, Necro.
Tundra getting to items here. Lead is not growing for Parivision at all. Next Roche is going to be super pivotal in this game. Full Disperse are done for Satanic. He's doing a lot more damage, a lot more chase potential.
Dire are scanning for enemies.
Almost level 25 as well.
Dire's bottom tower is under attack.
Try to burst him. Reapers, but they didn't have the damage fast enough. Duraccio comes in a bit too late. He does still take a lot of damage, but he is able to pounce out there. And meanwhile, no one is in the middle of all these heroes. Good wall went out. He got a decent vacuum, but it seems like not enough damage without Satanic. Still, though, they're just kiting him out for the time being. Eventually, Marcy, the BKB, and the ultimate will fall, and Tundra are going to be severely lacking in damage. You can see Parivision, they're ready to go back in. That class starts it off with the Yule Scepter on 33. 33 using the Death Seeker to get back up to the high ground here. Satanic finds that high ground is perhaps a bit unwelcome. Finishes off the tier 2 first.
Tried to all in him. I just don't think it's close. This Marcy's not doing near enough burst damage to set this Repro Scythe up. And again, there's just so many bailouts in this lineup between Glimmer Capes, Heals, Sustain, Wyvern Curse. Trying to all in a hero here is super difficult.
Yeah, you've got to do this like crazy combination where Soxa goes to catch the back line and disrupts the Weaver somehow. And the team kills a Slark within Reaper Sight.
I just don't see that
100 to 0. I mean, that takes an insane amount of coordination, which we saw. Duraccio, he didn't jump in at the exact same time as the Reaper was used.
Trying to bail out this Weaver in this long chase, smoking to him.
Yeah, they are. Weaver, he may die, but Duraccio is already going to get a lot of damage done here. Nice cold embrace, but this now shows to call it, and that's going to be trouble. Macropire is still going to burn out the Darks here, and Satanic, who got caught there, wasn't able to get the Depth Shroud out in time. Had to pop the Shadow Dance just to be able to stay alive. Good vacuum, grabs Duraccio midway through his leap, and no one is just going to work. They may be able to challenge the Slark at times and catch some of these heroes, but no one is consistently hitting all of the heroes of Tundra. He's up in their face with the BKB. He takes out 3, and 33 will find that his TP will not work for him here.
That is such a hard fight to take. Going high ground while your Weaver's dying. We've seen how important the Weaver is to this game. And then triple buyback from Parivision. Yeah, that's an expensive win, but it's a big team fight win because now you can likely get something out of it. Either buybacks in return or the base. It's on a Radiant Outpost going high. I mean, it's just... There's so many things working against you in that fight if you're Tundra. The buybacks will absolutely close that door. So,
nice grab. Look at that mid. 33 uses his courier to try and draw the creep wave away. Has to go invulnerable, but still. Backdoor protection.
Classic 33.
It is classic.
Really didn't do anything.
No, backdoor protection never went up. And it's certainly down now as the creep wave resumes its path back into the base.
If you are Parivision here, though, you do not want to linger and lose a fight and have diebacks on multiple heroes going into this next Roshan period.
Especially with a gigantic wave pushing in bottom. So they got to be quick with this. Take the melee barracks. Glyph is going to go off. Can they stick around?
I mean, if I'm Tundra, I'm trying to catch anything on the respawns here.
Yeah, I feel like Parivision, maybe the right time is to back away. Duraccio straight to the back line. Cold Embrace. Bailing out 9 class alongside a Depth Shroud. Duraccio taking a lot of damage. Curse pulls it back in. It gets the grab onto BZM. BZM takes a lot of damage. Duraccio's almost dead. Satanic's back into play. They take out Duraccio. No buyback there. Macro Pirate. Reaper's Light. That'll take out Satanic. He does have buyback. He's not one of the ones used earlier. Meanwhile, DM is in a bit of trouble here, as 33 has a Blink Dagger, gets in front of him, finishes him off. That's one of the heroes that bought back. That's a dieback for him. No one. He is silenced up right now, but he's still going after the Jakiro. Whitemon hits him with the Ice Path. The Quills are building up. Whitemon, can he stay alive? The Remnant's after him. The Slight will finish him off. No one goes to the TP away. And he will make it out. They have no control for him anymore.
Dude, no one gone. You're level 26 now. 12, 2, and 11 on this Ember. The lack of control. It's a free Ember game, and he is showing it off. Still huge kill on this Slark. They finally get a Reaper connection on him out of the Ice Path. They bring him down. The spell does something. Is it enough here for Tundra? They lost 3 out of those 4 barracks. Roche is up, but your Marcy died, so you can't do Roche. I don't think this Bristle's enough on his own, especially with 3 heroes still up here.
Dire are scanning for enemies.
This is that dieback timer on the Darks here, so you really want to force something here if you can. You're not going to get another window like this. You get retribution for that fight on the Radiant Outpost. Marcy will respawn 5 seconds. You could just TP Duraccio in and try and go for the man up.
No one, man. He's just playing so forward on them.
Just no lockdown for this Ember at all.
All right, here comes Duraccio.
Yeah, you got to make a call.
They're fishing for the pickoff. They're still looking for it. 9 class flicks away just in time. Still managed to hit the rebound. An immediate Reaper Scythe. He's dead. A great curse, yes. But if it doesn't kill Duraccio, then he's live. BKB goes off. Satanic's after him. Wait, Satanic. He couldn't see him anymore. The Glimmer Cape gets him away. Loses sight of his target, who just 2 hits maybe would have finished him off.
Can you Roche here, though, if you're Tundra? You don't have Unleash. Lanes are going in.
Radiant are scanning for enemies.
Another instance where you get that big core connection with the Reaper Scythe with super limited stuns. It's well played. But it's not enough to actually convert it into the Roshan still. No. Especially when you're down on these barracks. The wave's pushing in, you have to deal with it on somebody.
Look at this Slark. Picked up a Shadow Blade, dropped off his hand of Minus, picked up a Shadow Blade, and is searching for the pickoff in top lane, which Duraccio just showed. They know he doesn't have a BKB, so he is dead. Beautiful pickup. BCM just pick up the scythe. It's on its way. Doesn't have it yet. Nice vacuum. Straight up to the high ground they go. Doesn't hit the wall, though. A little awkward. DM saved by the Depth Shroud. Good awareness there from Satanic, bailing out his allies, even as he tries to take advantage of the high ground situation, but ultimately just has to make space for DM to get out. Tagalis is still waiting around. Curse is almost up, trying to play on this high ground situation. The Quills will finish him off. Now 9 class of DM. They got to get out of here.
Yeah, it's a fight without the Ember Spirit. What are you doing here? Maybe you let Satanic poke and prod, but to just commit like that.
He should know the Scythe was shown and used in that last fight.
And there's the refresher, the double Scythe, Austin. Sometimes you need 2, where 1 doesn't cut it. I mean, this is predominantly, I think, just for double BKB. Well, Go Shroud more than anything else.
Yeah, maybe.
The two Scythes could be impactful here.
He's going to have to use one of those BKBs here and now. It's back to the rest of his team. Parivision. Spurs.
As you mentioned, the Hex on the Bristle, they got to a Hex here. This is massive. This is an item you can easily play around if you're Tundra, because now you do have a lot more control to all-in somebody. Either the Slark, the Ember, and if you can take one of those 2 out, you remove so much damage from the Parivision lineup. Have to be a little more careful with how aggressive you are. Roche is still up, by the way. Neither team committing for it.
And 9 class will start setting up some traps. And a few mines.
Not a lot of essence shifts on the Slark right now either. It's nighttime for him. That's nice.
Especially since he's level 25.
Yeah, exactly. He wants to get the long-lasting stacks right
And
now.
a great little pick off on Whitemon will start that stack. Now he's up to 42 agility.
Cannot feed this guy too much right now.
Yeah. Got a buyback. They don't want to give up the Roshan, but comes a battle. Poking and prodding, seeing where the vulnerabilities lie. They hit an ice path on no one, but knowing that there is a response available, whether it's DM or Takala, somebody will respond to no one and his SOS.
That's a decent committal there. Back wall. 50 seconds, no wall here. He smokes it. There's no smokes available for Tundra. That's the problem right now. They're flying out the last one. Whitemon has it now. Good smoke, take a fight, no wall. He's up a little bit. The Slark is also showing bottom right now, which is double-edged sword. He can TP to this fight, but he's not on the front line.
Where no one has to be.
Oh, amp damage bottom river. And Parivision see it. They have a mine.
Soxit gets it first.
No, he doesn't.
Oh, he didn't amp?
No one grabbed it out of the remnant.
Oh, that was sick. Oxide blinked on it at the exact same time as no one managed to make that grab.
He didn't bottle it, though. He just pops it, so...
Immediate smoke up, try and use it.
This is a lot of damage to put into somebody here.
Blink away. BZM still chasing with the remnants. Immediate turnaround sight.
No follow-up.
They can't follow it up. They're not grouped up enough for that.
High ground ward for Tundra. Good place for them to fight. I feel like Parivision can sense it.
Parivision back up to their own high ground area where the mines kind of create a problem just because it's harder for Soxa to get to the back line undetected.
Definitely annoying. So just the magic resistance reduction. You get hit by a couple of these, it's not that the mines kill you, it's the amp damage from the rest of the lineup that is going to have the big effect.
Yeah.
Not fun to run through these right now. Full silver edge for the Slark, so we add a break to the mix. I mean, he is basically slotted here in terms of damage output. Has to find a way to build the stacks, though. Currently 0 stacks on the Slark. All of it reset during that standoff. I'm surprised Parivision haven't just gone for a bottom lane push to try and force Tundra back.
Bottom's getting some good vision here. And they hit the back line. Immediately getting a grab onto Collis, who buys back and will try and get to his team for this fight. But for a little bit, the Winter Wyvern isn't going to be here. Satanic already using a Shadow Dance and putting some good damage under Durantio, Depth Shroud, and a jump away from Blast Off into the Mines. Night Class is not going to be bailed out by the Cold Embrace. Meanwhile, Slark going back into Soxa here, but he's under the Macro Pyre. Now he's going to be rebounded. Good curse save! The Macro Pyre is still burning on Satanic. He is able to get up to the high ground, and away he goes. Chains done up. Durantio with the Mines, back into it. Boom, 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 and Tundra lose their carry, who does have a buyback. BTM managed to get the catch on the second Reaper side, coming in hot, and he managed to take him down. Another buyback to be used. Carries on 1 life now for this fight.
Tundra, they want to reset here. They used everything on 33. He only has a BKB left.
Yeah, I'm fishing for an opening here. Nullified immediately.
They're going to fight this Slark with no
They're going to
Reaper.
go for this Necrophos, who almost immediately dies. Managed to get out the BKB. Ghost Round TP away. Soxa is silenced up, and he will stay that way as he goes to the grave. 2 minutes on the clock for him. Now BCM's in a bit of trouble, trying to return some quills. Gets a lot of damage done, almost killing one. But the Cold Embrace, and will find himself broken by Satanic. He has a buyback. Meanwhile, Durantio does not. Tried to rebound up to the high ground, doesn't quite make it. No one hot on his tail, trying to finish him up. Slight change, doesn't hit Durantio. Durantio turning and fighting a bit.
33 in trouble.
Now here, it's going to be 33 dead. Another hero gone. Another who has to use his buyback, as they have 3 cores left in this fight. And Parivision, they haven't lost a hero yet. They just keep on pushing forward. A rebound, going to land on a DM. Toss him over to the side. Managed to finish him off, but 33, that's going to be a dieback for him. Blast off in from the tankies. Will finish off another. Now it's just BZM back into the high ground. It's only him, and 35 seconds left until his next ally. BZM's trying to hold it alone, but there's just no chance in hell.
Satanic's buyback way too powerful here. Able to run everybody down. He has so many stacks right now. 150 Agi.
A tease, no one. The one hero that was a little bit low gets Cold Embraced. BZM will find that there's just not enough wills into his kit to get this done anymore.
Too many buybacks available in Parivision and Tundra. They were so dependent on some of those big spells and the double Reaper sights. You're able to get 2 kills with it, but then that's it. You don't have enough firepower to take that super long fight versus the Slark. They had to bail on that fight, I think, when the buyback from the Slark came out, and they just lingered. Like, they were willing to take it, but not take it at the same time. And then they just trickled in one by one. I think if Tundra get out of that fight, they may be able to reset that game and stall it for the spells to come back. But Parivision took full advantage of the momentum. Just ran him down, man. That Slark was a massive problem for Tundra's. They eventually get a scythe in that game, but the lack of control